Walking the track has become a very popular tool for jockeys and trainers in recent times to find that winning edge. Some even employ the likes of professional track walkers. Well, no one has walked many tracks as Peter Ellis. Emma Friedman caught up with him to find out all his tricks.
Peter, thanks for joining me here on course at Caulfield. Tell me about your job as a track walker and how you've developed all this knowledge over the past 50 years or so.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here with you, Emma. Yeah, it started off as a hobby maybe 50, 60 years ago, and then you develop a lot of information regarding form, and then I started walking Caulfield, say, 50 years ago. So I keep a record of every meeting here, how the track raced, where the pattern was, the winners, where the winners come from, which is important. And then it's just gone on and on. And so if anybody needs me to do, say, walk for a particular tactics for a horse, then I try and profile every horse in the race, the trainers, the jockey, the track, and then do a speed map and then try and work out which parts are better and not.
What are the most important ththings for you when you're assessing and walking a track?
Well, just first the condition of the track, whether we're talking 6, 5, 4, 3, whatever. So I used to use the steel.
Where's this come from?
It's my grandfather's, actually.
Wow.
So gives you a really good feel. It's at the right height, and so therefore I try and establish the condition of the track.
At the 200, Pride of Jenny, 3 lengths Buffalo River. Now
there's some days where, particularly in the straight, the day prior to Jenny won the All-Star Mile, it was just firmer here than what it was there.
There's no stopping her. What a performance. Pride of Jenny wins.
Say over there on a given day it might be a 6, it might be a 6, it might be a 5, it might be a 4 here. So there's a lot of variation. If the grass is quite long and there's a wind like today, and they irrigate, so the areas that are used, like on the inside where they dig it out, naturally the wind will get down, it'll evaporate quicker. So on Caulfield Cup Day when Boom Time won, that's what happened. So all the horses on the fence won that day.
Boom Time at the 50s in front. Boom Time has won the Caulfield Cup.
So I try and work out where everything should be, and then when you need to be, and then try and if you can even make it a bonus and put your opposition in somewhere they don't want to be. You know, so.
At the 250-metre mark and beyond across.
So Caulfield has been the home of many great classics over the years, and I want to take you back to 92 to begin with. There's a Caulfield Cup that sticks in my mind. Mannerism ends up winning it by the smallest of margins, but him and Vianda Cross are way out right off the fence. Tell us about that day.
Yeah, well, I actually walked the track half an hour before the race, and there was the inside was no good, but probably about 10 off the fence was, I thought, as good as anywhere. Well, that's where Damien Oliver and Mannerism went, but Shane Dye went just a bit further out. So I've got no doubt that Vianda Cross should have won the Caulfield Cup and probably the Melbourne Cup. So Shane went the opposite in the Melbourne Cup, whereas the inside was no good, but he went to the fence. Of course, Sub-Zero with Greg Horlong coming out in the middle of the track, thanks to Lee Friedman, they doubled the Lee Friedman. So yeah, so the 2 races I remember well.
Sub-Zero holding Vianda Cross at bay, and Sub-Zero wins the Melbourne Cup by 2 lengths.
Thank you, Peter. Very insightful. I've learned a lot, and hopefully our viewers at home have as well.
It's been a pleasure, Emma. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Go walk another track.
Yeah, maybe an overseas track. Yeah, let's go to Dubai in March, eh?
He's a very interesting man, and I learned a lot that day.
Yeah, I bet. Look, it's a big advantage if you walk the tracks, and I always found that it also put you in the zone for the day. If you walk the track, it loosens up the body. You see, of course, you walk around the track and you just see the markers where you're going to take off, and you can read a little bit into walking the tracks and the best part of the track, especially when it's good to firm, you know, sort of sometimes doesn't always matter, but more so on the soft range to the heavy, it certainly does. So yeah, it's really interesting.
And it's an art as well, and one that Peter has conquered, Richo.